What's up, y'all? Welcome back to another episode of Therapeutic Talks. And today we're talking about rebuilding your confidence. And we got a real special guest today. Go ahead and introduce yourself.
Hey, y'all. My name is Jean-Vie Edmond. I am the host of Bedtime Talks with Jean. And it'll be in the description box below.
Yep.
But yeah, on all platforms, all podcasting platforms. Check me out.
Yep, go check her out, you guys. So the first question I want to ask you is, what originally made you lose your confidence?
Honestly, I feel like I started losing my confidence at like a very young age. I used to get bullied a lot for being overweight, a plus size girly. But honestly, it wasn't just at school. Like I think the teachers, I would cry a lot because of what the kids would say. And like teachers would be like, girl, you doing too much, like lock in. But I'm really sensitive. So I'm like, I can't take all that energy. Like you too hard on me. If someone is calling me fat or going off on me because I'm bigger, let me cry. Let me feel those feelings.
Yeah.
But at home, I would kind of get, a lot of my family would comment on what I would eat. But I have an older brother and like, I don't know how like you are, but he would eat a lot, but he don't gain a whole bunch of weight. So I would just eat the same thing he eats, but because I'm already thick, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Then they just like, girl, you doing too much. But I'm like, but he type. So I feel like that's kind of where it all started. Probably like as early as like 5th grade, I just started looking at myself like, dang, maybe I'm just like some ugly girl. Like nobody loves me, wants to be around me. And it was just an extreme like damper in my confidence. And I was just like, dang, I couldn't look into myself in the mirror and be like, you got this, girl. Every time I look in the mirror, I'll be like, ugh. But that's the reality of it. So that's kind of like where it started.
Okay. So I know you said it started at a young age. So how did that affect you mentally? How did that affect your mental health, having low confidence?
Honestly, wow. I mean, I think it just, I started to become depressed. Like, I feel like I struggled with depression from like 7th, 8th grade till as soon as my last year in college. Like that's like over 10 years just having those like depressive and oppressive thoughts that I'm not good enough. No one will love me for who I am. And it kind of just makes you look at yourself in a totally different light. It starts affecting friendships, relationships. And if you don't love yourself, then it's just like you seek for that validation from other people. And that's not how you should go about things because they're going to come short. They're going to fall short.
Yeah.
And I feel like when I started relying on family or significant others, friends to be there for me and show me that they love me, but I didn't love myself, all those relationships are failing. They're not blossoming how they should because I'm not showing up for myself because of the lack of confidence, because of I used to view myself poorly.
Yeah. Okay. So when did you start to notice how it affected your relationships in life, day to day, just your friendship? It could be relationships within your family. How did that, when you started noticing it started affecting you?
I would say like in high school was the biggest change because I started to become really like rebellious. I would be like, have a I don't care attitude, be like, well, I'm big and I don't care about it. Like, I'm going to take up space. I'm going to own it. But I kind of did it in a toxic way. Like, it's important to be healthy. Yeah. But I grew up with so many people telling me like, you're not good enough. Or I grew up with people being like, there's always something wrong with you. But it's nothing wrong with me. It's just like, we all need to be healthier, but like if someone who is half my weight, they may not be healthy, but they are more to society, they're more pleasing.
Yeah.
Which is like, relax. Like we all need to be getting in the gym, you know?
For sure.
But so yeah, I feel like in high school it was just really hard because you're going through so many changes. Like your innocence is kind of leaving a little bit. You're about to get ready for college, and I was just like, I'm gonna just do me. So I don't know. I kind of started doing things that I shouldn't be doing to kind of cope with that, maybe like substance abuse or whatever the case may be, and just was like, oh, I'm just finna live like Larry. You feel me? Live to the fullest and just do whatever. But it probably wasn't the best thing, but that's the route I chose in high school.
Okay. So I know you mentioned, getting ready to go to college, and you went to college. Mm-hmm. Was it harder for you in college or high school having a lack of confidence?
By the time I got to college, I actually had like a really big confidence boost. Like I feel like, and the reason why I had so much confidence isn't a good way I had it either. Is because like it was a lot of people checking for me as a freshman.
Yeah.
You know, new face on the yard. Everybody like, oh, who is this girl? And also college brings an opportunity to be someone that you've always wanted to be.
Okay.
So I kind of took that opportunity in, you know, captive, and I was like, you know what? These people are finally validating me, but now it's not good enough because this is really not filling that void. So I'm just like, okay, I'm allowing all this attention from different guys or whatever who really don't want nothing but one thing, you feel me? But so it's just like, okay, this is making me even more upset, and it's kind of confusing me a little bit more. But once I took the time to sit with myself and understand what I wanted for me, who did I want to be viewed as, no matter if other people understand that or not, I can look in the mirror and be like, you are a powerful woman. So I just started to take different steps to reach that in college. But also that's probably a time of maturing and adulting. Different life experiences kind of slap you in the face. It's like, dang, no, we need to lock in, because you can't keep seeking validation and comfort from different men, different friends, because no, that's not it.
Okay, so what are some of the steps you took to, you know, regain your confidence and build yourself back up?
Honestly, I think it started with me getting in a serious relationship. I lost myself in that relationship like bad. I was with my ex for like maybe almost 2 years off and on or whatever. And during that time, I realized that I put so much into him and his journey that I lost myself. And it was like, it became kind of abusive, and it was just like, dang, I don't want this for my life. So it took a wake up call for me to be like, okay, something's not happening here. I love him too much and I don't love myself enough. So I started going to therapy. I was going to therapy like the last 6 months of our relationship. And I mean, we could blame the therapist for why we broke up, but it was the best thing that ever happened to me. And I love therapy so much because it allows you to see the root of the problem. In a relationship, you think that that person is the problem, or the way that the lack of communication is the problem, but really it's childhood trauma, or it's something that another person did that they didn't do, and you're projecting those issues on them. But so I started doing therapy. I was doing my homework for therapy, journaling, and that was the start of it. But the real confidence boost didn't come until about 6-9 months ago, when I recommitted my life to God. And I was like, I just start smiling, because it's just like I have a new shine. I have a new like perspective on life, because I understand the true meaning of love. And I feel like people who struggle with confidence or low self-esteem or insecurities is because of what people have told you, and also because you're seeking validation and you're seeking love from your people around you. And God is there all the time, and he's heard my cries. He's been there for me when I thought I didn't have anybody there for me. And I was just like, like, it's just such a good feeling, because you finally feel understood and seen. And if I've gone from ever since 5th grade looking to be seen and heard, and then you finally realize, like, shorty, God been there the whole time. And it's like, that's dope. So I started developing my relationship closer with God and everything. And he basically, you know, through scripture and everything, he talks to me, he speaks to me in dreams, and he's just like, the enemy tried to make you have lack of confidence because of the calling that you have in your life. You are meant to be a spokesperson. You're beautiful, you're confident, you're powerful, and you're authentic in your creativity. But the enemy over the years kept telling you all these negative things, because he doesn't want you to succeed, because you're going to change people's lives. You're literally going to change your generation just because of who you are. So once I saw that, I was like, oh yeah, can't nobody tell me nothing. Like, if my God told me this, me, out of all the people that's in the world, oh yeah, we got this. So,
for sure. I definitely think God is a way to boost your confidence up, and, you know, he kind of picked you up when you're down. So that definitely, you know, boosts up your confidence and allows you to just be yourself. Do you feel like, as you more so unraveled who you are and, you know, discover your passions and start to embark on certain journeys, do you feel like that also was a big help to your confidence and allowing you to rebuild yourself?
Definitely. I feel like if I didn't go through everything that I went through, I would not be here today. Even though there was a lot of times where I felt like giving up, or I felt like I wasn't going to make it. God has a perfect purpose for each and every one of us. If you have another day to breathe, another day to experience life, your story, your plan, your journey is not finished. So all the stuff that I went through, different levels of like abuse and just like feeling alone, struggling those negative thoughts about like even being on this earth. And it's like God picked me up and was just like, girl, it may suck in that moment. Like, it's not like, even though I'm all smiles and I'm bubbly, like, it's because it's the testimony, you know? It's because of the journey that I'm still on, that I went through like terrible times. And it's now I'm able to say it, I'm able to speak about it and impact other people. And I feel like if I didn't go through all those things, then like I may have not been relatable to some people, especially with my story on like confidence and things like that.
Okay. So if you were to look at yourself when you were younger, what advice would you give your younger self to regain their confidence?
Oh man, that's a good question. I honestly would just encourage her to, like, when I was real little, I had a spark. Like, I was always wild, dancing. My hair would be really crazy all the time. But it wasn't until I started listening to other people and what they thought of me, they started to define me before I could define myself. Yeah. So it was like, dang, I would just tell her that, like, girl, for one, you was never that big, bro. Shorty, like, you would think that you were oh so big. You were never that big, one. And your weight does not define you. Yeah. Like, you're still beautiful and wonderfully made. You're still, like, let alone your personality is A1. Yeah. So it's like, but also maybe that's kind of why it's A1, because I had to, like, be cool in some shape or form, because they not checking for me because I'm big girl. But just keep doing you, and don't let people bring you down, because they may not be able to understand your joy. They may not be able to understand that you're a light, because they don't have that same happiness. They're going to try to bring you down by any means necessary. So I was like, you know what? You should keep doing that. So that's what I would tell myself, to just keep doing you and don't listen to nobody else, because it doesn't matter. And I honestly still have to tell myself that today, like, especially being a content creator, like, you can't keep focusing on different comments, because on YouTube kind of be reckless.
There's a lot of hate comments, yeah. You're not lying, yeah.
YouTube kind of be a little reckless. I had a couple of videos that did really good, and it did good because of the negativity. But it's like, shoot, I'll take it.
Yeah, I mean, I'm taking any comment I get.
You feel me?
I have noticed that, you know, the videos that get the most views always have the most hate in it.
Yeah.
But, I mean, a comment is a comment, you know.
Hello.
I take what I can get.
A view is a view.
Yeah. Okay, so before we wrap up this episode, what would you like to tell the people at home about building up their confidence and regaining it and keeping it?
Honestly, take some time for yourself. Like, know who you are so you can be confident in who you are. If you don't even know your identity, if you don't even know what you love, what things give you the ick, characteristics that you like about yourself, if you can't figure that out, then how could you stand 10 toes for yourself? How could you be confident in who you are if you don't know who you are? So that honestly would be like my first thing, is just figure out self, spend time with self. It's okay to be alone. Like, God is with you, so you're never fully lonely. It may feel like it sometimes, I get it, but just do some soul searching, and then once you know who you are, can't nobody tell you nothing.
No, okay, I love that. Okay.
Yeah.
All right, thank you guys for coming back and sitting down with us for another episode of Therapeutic Talks. Don't forget to check out John's Eyeline everywhere, you know, Spotify, Apple, everything.
Amazon Music, Pandora,
anything you can check it out on.
Notes, all that.
The link gonna be in the description of the video, and we're gonna see y'all next week on Therapeutic Talks.
I can't